Welcome to The Awakened Heart, a podcast for healing women, a space to reclaim your softness, your truth, and your voice, even if the world told you not to feel too deeply or take up too much space. Today's episode is for the ones who had to grow up too fast, for the women who were made to feel like they were too much or not enough when they were just children needing love. We're going to talk about your inner child. I'm Autumn Moran. I'm your host today. I'm your guide on this healing journey of life, love, and happiness. So let's get into it. I want to talk about the inner child today. I want to talk about what she still needs to hear. This is an invitation to reparent from softness, not shame. To give her the love, the protection, and the voice she was denied, without blaming or bypassing, but by deeply witnessing. So if you're here, I invite you to settle in, my dears. Place a hand on your heart, a hand on your womb, your belly, if that feels okay, if you're not doing something. If you are busy doing something, loosen the grip, drop the shoulders, release the jaws, and take a nice, deep, soft, nourishing breath in. And exhale long and slow with a sigh. You're safe. You're allowed to take up space. Let's begin. So first up, what is the inner child? It's not just a concept. She's a living memory, the echo of the little girl you once were, still carried in your body, still waiting to be seen. Your inner child is the part of you who learned to read the room instead of your own needs, who thought love had to be earned by being easy or good or quiet or nice, who may have been called dramatic, sensitive, clingy, or too much, or who developed anxiety or people-pleasing as a way to survive. She doesn't need to be fixed. She doesn't need to be shamed. She needs someone to finally say, I believe you. I see how hard that was. Your inner child carries not just the wounds, but the wonder, the imagination, the part of you that dared to dream. Healing her is not about going back in time. It's about giving yourself permission now to feel what wasn't safe then. You might think your inner child isn't active, but she is. She shows up in your triggers and your relationships, in the way you self-abandon just to keep the peace. Unmet needs in childhood don't disappear. They get louder. They become patterns. If you were never nurtured, you may have trouble receiving love, identifying healthy love, knowing what that looks like, feels like, and feels safe with it. If your emotions were invalidated, you may now shame yourself for crying, for feeling anger, for having any other feeling other than what the social norm is. If you were praised for being mature, perfect, beautiful, awesome, you may feel unsafe when you're soft or vulnerable. Your inner child doesn't sabotage your life. She just wants you to stop pretending everything is okay when it isn't. She wants your truth, not your performance. What we often call overreacting in adulthood is usually a little girl inside who was never allowed to have a reaction at all. So when you freeze, when you fawn, when you say yes while your body screams no, that's her asking for protection, for rest, for repair. And here's the truth. You don't need your parents to change in order to reparent yourself. You don't need them at all to do this. You are allowed to become the safe one, the gentle one, the listening one. A lot of us were taught to reparent with rules, with perfectionism, with shoulds. But your inner child doesn't need more discipline. She needs softness. She needs attunement. Shame says you shouldn't still be struggling with this. And softness says, of course this is hard. You were never taught safety. Shame tries to motivate you by guilt. Softness motivates you through connection. If you were punished for crying, you might now silence your grief. If you were mocked for being excited, you may downplay your joy. If you were yelled at for needing something, you may apologize for every request. This is why reparenting from softness is so powerful. It's the opposite of what many of us received. And softness is not weakness. It's protection. It's nervous system care. It's a radical reclamation of self-worth in a world that shamed you into silence. So what are some ways to gently reparent yourself? Not in theory, but in day-to-day action. First up, you can validate her experience. Say it out loud. I believe you. That was not okay. You are a child. That was not your fault. Offer yourself emotional permission. When you feel triggered or shut down, whisper, you are safe now. You're allowed to cry. You don't have to hold it all together anymore. Create rituals of care. A soft blanket to curl up in, even a weighted blanket, a weighted stuffy. A song that brings comfort, that helps you feel alive or makes you feel something. Drawing, coloring, journaling, without performance, without perfection. Just doing it to be in the moment. Just doing it to let go, to release, to be. And speak to your inner child gently. Use your name. Visualize her. Imagine yourself wrapping her in a warm light. Let her know, I'm not going to abandon you anymore. I'm right here. Let's make it work. And stop shaming yourself for needs. Needs are not weakness. They're the language of your inner child asking for something she was denied. Every time you rest, say no, or cry without apologizing, you reparent her. If you can, let's do a little bit of breath work. Just take a few minutes to kind of tap into the inner child, if you will. Let your shoulders drop. If it's safe, feel free to close your eyes. Relax the jaws, relax the face, in between the eyes, corner of the eyes, and around the mouth. One hand on the heart, one hand on the womb. Take a nice deep inhale through your nose, hold it at the top, and with your mouth, exhale out as long as you can. Breathe in again. Exhale slowly. Now imagine your inner child. Maybe she's 4, maybe she's 7, 10, 12. Where is she? What's the expression on her face? Now speak to her gently. Whisper, you are not a burden. You are a child. It was never your job to be perfect. You're safe now. I'm here with you. Breathe and just be with her. You don't have to fix her, just feel her. As you return to your breath, I've got some prompts for you. What did you need to hear as a child that you still long to believe and to hear now? What would change in my life if I truly believed I was never a burden? Your inner child doesn't need a perfect mother. She just needs a present one. You are allowed to mother yourself with softness, to unlearn the shame, to return to the parts of you that never needed to be fixed, just held. Thank you for being here with me today. If this episode speaks to your heart, come let me know something on Instagram at Empowering Wellness Hub or here in the show notes. Share it with someone who's healing their inner child. You are not alone. You are never the problem. You are the proof that something softer was always available, was always possible. Take care of your heart, your body, and that beautiful inner child. You are never too much, too late, or too far gone, and you don't have to figure it all out alone. And if you've listened to this and you thought, hey, I wish I could talk more about this, I want you to know that that's exactly what I do. I offer private therapy sessions virtually in the state of Texas and life coaching sessions if you're outside of the state and abroad. Whether you're healing from trauma, navigating a big life shift, or just ready to come home to yourself, I hold space for women just like you every week. If that's something you're curious about, you can fill out a consultation request via my Linktree, along with a couple other resources. I have a pretty badass Spotify playlist just to listen to, nothing but goodies, and a couple other resources. Until next time, may you be happy and free. May mine and your healing ripple outward to bless the world with happiness and freedom. Take care of you, and I'll see you soon.